to an episode of Warhammer 40,000. It's Challenge the Scorpion, and TRISTIN Whitehead is back with his Space Wolves new list, and he'll be taking on the Necrons. We often say we want rematches, and we're going to go ahead and do this here. So it will be the Necrons taking on the Space Wolves, but this time fighting across this ash wasteland here with lava flows. It's an unstable planet with the volcanoes here, lava pouring down, and even the surface of the planet starting to break up. So beyond this ash chaos wasteland that we will see an epic encounter between these two forces. Right, welcome to this 1850 point game. It's Necrons against Space Wolves, and here's my new Necron list, just finished off. Got a tough task ahead of them in this game. So fast attack choice is 6 tomb blades, particle beamers, shield vanes, and a nebulous scope. 1 unit of 3 scarabs, and then heavy support 1 monolith, and then 6 canoptic wraiths, 2 units of Necron warriors, 2 units of 10. One of them has the Ghost Dark transport. Then 3 tomb spiders, and upgrades for them. 1 doom scythe, that's a heavy support, and then 1 dedicated transport, a night scythe, and they'll be carrying the Necron Overlord, war scythe, phylactery, phase shifter, and gauntlet of the conflagrator. And then supporting him will be 5 lich guard, acting as bodyguard, with hyperphase swords and dispersion shields. And then finally 1 cryptek is in there as well, with solar staff upgrades. That's the list for Necrons. They've done well so far, massacred an Imperial Guard army on this planet, but now Space Wolves have been sent in to try and take them on.
Okay, this is my 1850 points of Champions of Fenris. Starting here we have Arjak Rockfist, Grimnar's War Council, so that's Nigel Stormcaller, Ulrich the Slayer, Rune Priest, Iron Priest, with Logan Grimnar himself, and they're going in a drop pod. And the drop pod has a Deathwind missile launcher. We've got 3 squads of Wolfguard here. In this squad we have a Combi Plasma, and a Combi Flamer. It's a heavy flamer, but it's not really. A Wolf Claw, Power Fist, and a normal Power Sword. That's a count as, so that's a Stormbolter and Power Fist, Axe and Stormbolter and Chain Fist. And then in this final squad we have a Combi Melter and Chain Fist, Combi Melter and Axe, and just a regular with Power Fist and Stormbolter. Here we have the Void Claw formation, so that's 5 Wolfguard Terminators all with Wolf Claws. And here we have 5 Lone Wolves, all with Thunderhammer and Stormshield in Terminator armor.
Right, so there's TRISTIN list, Space Wolf superhero list here. It's heavily geared towards combat, so Necrons may well have to play a defensive game here to try and survive the onslaught from all of these heroes here. James is trying to encourage them on, he wants to see the Necrons slaughter. We'll see what happens. We'll go on to scenario and deployment now for these two forces. Right, scenario is Crusade. There's 3 objectives on the table, each worth 3 points, and it's Vanguard strikes. There's a central line of dice running up the table here. Necrons will be deploying in this corner of the table, and it's quite open, nice clear view. And then the Space Wolves have this corner. As to how many of them will be in this deployment zone, we'll have to see, with a lot of deep strikers potentially coming in. And then the game is going to pivot around these objectives. Space Wolves is going to try and collect these canisters here. One right in the centre of the lava pit's got to be grabbed before it sinks into the lava flow. And then come around here. There's another one just here in the open ground, and then one just tucked at the root of this dead tree. So it's those 3 objectives. The game is going to centre around this zone here. Necron's slightly closer. So that Space Wolves will be converging on this area with their heroes. Going to go on to deployment now for both forces. Right, so deployment for the Necrons, they're clustering together here. One of their computer programs, an auto-defense mechanism that they have. So you've got Monolith just at the front, Wraiths nearby, just at the back here. Go start with 10 Necron warriors inside. The other 10 Necron warriors just holding this rough ground here. Then the tomb spiders at the back with this scarabs just at a safe distance away, and then the tomb blades anchoring at the back here as well, just trying to mutually support each other. There'll be safety by sticking together. As for the Space Wolves, the 5 Lone Wolves have deployed. They're just lining up here, 1, 2, 3, and then the other 2 just on the other side of the volcano there, and then 1 squad of Space Wolf Terminators there as well. The rest will be arriving by drop pod or deep striking, but turn 1 for the drop pod, and then turn 2 onwards for the rest. So that marks the end of the turn. Necrons are not really interested in the season initiative. We'll let the Space Wolves go first, so we're going to go on to turn 1 in the battle for the objectives in the lava ash wasteland. Moving for the Space Wolves, the Necrons have been set upon here, getting the Taste of Rome medicine from the previous game. We've done run moves here for the Lone Wolves, so they're just still moving up, passing the dangerous terrain, and done a few run moves as well, so moving up quite quick. Terminator squad here moving up as well. Drop pod's landed exactly where TRISTIN wanted it to, it's landed here. So Grimnar and his squad of Psychers and Ulrich the Slayer and our Jack Rockfist as well have turned up right here in the front of the Necron force. The Voidclaw unit has turned up just here as well, so a ton of nasty Space Wolves to deal with for the Necrons. We'll go into Psychic Phase now for the Space Wolves to see what they can do. Right, so Psychic Phase warp speed granted to Najal's Stormcaller, and then also Endurance cast on this unit as well. It's just enhancing his abilities there. That key unit right in the centre, I think the Necron focus will be there. We're going to go on to Shooting Phase now. Arak Rockfist is going to try and throw a hammer. Right, he's going to chuck it at the monolith.
Knock.
A 1? Is
I didn't mean to the unit, so I get to reroll ones.
Okay.
So it hits on a 2 because Blizzard's got 5.
5, right, okay, so we've been hammered here. The armour 14.
Strength 10. That's a 1.
That's a 1. There's no rerolls for that.
Preferably doesn't work on vehicles.
Okay, so I think we've survived. The hammer's bounced off, and our Jack Rockfist has caught it again. Right, shooting all done here. Run moves all done earlier. These wolves ran as well, and then just the hammers we saw bouncing off the monolith. So Space Wolves are knocking on the door already by turn 1. We're going to go on to Necron turn 1. They're going to have to respond here, and it's going to need to be effective, or they're going to be overwhelmed quite quickly. So turn 1 for the Necrons coming up. Right, so movement for the Necrons on turn 1. Just holding back here with the spiders and then breeding free scarab bases, just trying to hold them off from the battle at the moment. Just putting back here with the Tomb Blades. They've got a view up the gap here to fire on to Grimnar and his squad. Monolith's got itself stuck, trying to move across the rough terrain here, and has got itself immobilised on the roll of a 1. The Wraiths have shifted over to the left here. They're ready to pile in, and then firing through them will be the Ghost Ark and the squad inside, and then the Warriors just here as well. We're going to try and saturate Grimnar and his squad with fire as much as we can before potentially charging in to the first of these Space Wolf squads. So we're going to go on to shooting now for the Necrons. It'll be critical this turn. A lot of pressure on turn 1 already in this game. Right, so shooting for the Necrons on turn 1, a massed amount of firepower coming through here. Particle Whip firing down, 2 wounds caused, and then shots coming through for the Necron Warriors. Necron Warriors inside the Ghost Ark firing through, and then also the Tomb Blades as well, causing a lot of hits. And there's wounds here, a lot of lookout surges taking place in that area there. There's 1 wound on Ulrich the Slayer, 1 wound on the Najal Stormcaller, 1 wound on the Rockfist, and the Iron Priest and Wolf Priest have been slain. So it's helpful enough shooting, but that cluster unit there still remains. 1 penetrating hit on the drop pod as well from the Particle Whip. Hull point taken and a stunned result. It's going to go on to assaults. The Wraiths really, they've got to go in and try and take on this unit here. It's been weakened slightly, but still very powerful indeed. So we're going to go into assaults now. For the Necrons. Right, so we have the assault taking place here. The Wraiths have made it in, no damage done. A couple of weapons just snap firing there in the hammer, but no hits. So, well, 1 hit actually from the bird, the Raven here, but failed to wound. So we've got a combat here, a pivotal one. It may, you can even say it may even decide the game how well this one goes. Tristan's best unit here, full of heroes and characters, is about to take on the fearless Necron Wraiths. Right, so we're going to do this combat here. It's quite complicated, there's a lot going on. Pretty much all of Tristan's units will go first here, apart from Rockfist will go last with his Thunderhammer. Initiative 2 there for the Wraiths, so they get in. They haven't had to cross cover to get in, so they'll go second to last. So it's the Psyker first here. He's souped up here with the power that he had. What was it called? Warp Head?
It's Warp Speed and Iron Arm.
Yeah, Warp Speed and Iron Arm he has. So he'll go first here with a fist full of attacks. And he needs weapon skill 5, so he needs freeze. Strength 9 apparently, so we'll be on 2s to wound. All of them. There's pressure on the Wraiths here. AP
4.
4. Just to get regular armor save, we're in one. 6 saves for us to make. 3 pluses would be good. This one just dropped on the floor. It's not looking good here. 2 Wraiths killed. That's big trouble. Right, so on to Logan Grimnar next. There's a chance here of the Necrons. They can kill the hierarchy of the Space Wolves. But it doesn't look like they're going to do it here. So
I'm going for initiative 5, strength 6, AP 2.
Okay.
So 3.
So we're on freeze to hit. He's rolling very well indeed. 1 miss. Strength 6. Freeze to wound. 4 more saves. Pressure on the Wraiths here. So we'll pass all these and we've got some kind of chance. Double 1. It's another Wraith brought down. They've been halved. So Wraiths in trouble. If they survive at least, they'll hold up that unit, Fearless. Tristan will have to destroy them. He's got 5 wounds to get through. And the next hero up is Ulrich the Slayer. These heroes are doing a good job so far bringing these Wraiths down. They're being dispatched very skillfully.
Freeze to hit. rolling ones.
Okay. This is Ulrich the Slayer here. Okay, 4 hits.
Strength 6 AP 4.
Okay, freeze to wound.
We're rolling preferred enemy. So 3.
Okay, 3 more saves. I want to pass these. That's good. Failed 1, and there's a Wraith there with a wound, so it is a whole model gone. Right, Wraiths next. 4 attacks each on the charge. Did an excellent roll here and a ton of Rens, but I don't think we're going to get it. So we'll be on 4s to hit here. Not bad, can't really complain at that. It's just above average there. It's well above average, that's good. Strength 6, so we're on 2s to wound. They've all wounded, no Rens. So 5 saves Tristan needs to make here. Just going to do one at a time. 5, 5, 3. He's on the last one. That's 2. Yeah, all at 2+, so he's passed. And it was Rens we needed. But it's now all down to the Rock Fist.
I think he's fine.
And he's got a chance here. Is he strength 10? Strength 10 is he?
Yeah.
Yes, he's strength 10 here. He could instant death the Wraiths. So they could wipe them out. We can't win the combat, but we want to cling on. 1 Wraith at least must survive. Gonna need these invuns. Right, so Rock Fist fighting here. This is the crucial one. So 4 attacks. He needs freeze.
From Zealot, yeah.
Yeah.
So 3 hit.
4 hits. 2s to wound. Hope for some 1s.
And we roll there from preferred enemy as well.
Right, 4 saves. This is it. The Necrons have to pass 3 invuln saves at least, or they're wiped out. Pivotal moment here. The Wraiths stand a chance of holding them, or these wolf heroes are going to go on the rampage. 3 pluses. Oh, we've done it. 1 Wraith instant death, 1 survives fearless, it will hold. Tristan wanted to finish it off, and that buys vital time for the Necrons. So a hero Wraith survives Arak Rock Fist's attacks. So that's combat's done, and the turn finished. Going to hand over to Space Wolf turn 2. Decisions to be made. The Necrons hold, but it's cost them dearly to do it. Pressure on them at the moment. Right, so Space Wolf's moving here. Not much interest in the objectives at this stage. The Necrons, just survival is the key at the moment. Trying to survive this relentless attack from the Wolves. Tristan's just rolled up here. The rest of his reserves are turning up. Some more Terminators converging on the Necron position here. It's going to be a desperate struggle to try and survive against these superhero Space Wolves. Right, movement for the Space Wolves on turn 2. The net is closing on this Necron position. Done run moves here for the Lone Wolves. They've moved across, passing on the dangerous terrain. Terminator armor coming in quite handy for crossing that kind of dangerous terrain there. And then the squad moving up here. And then 1 mishap with 1 deep striking Terminator squad. They've gone back into reserve. And the other one trying to land here, scattered across and just about being out of a mishap. They've landed just there. Some more Terminators turning up here. Then the Void Claws moving around in this direction, so skirting around behind the main combat in the middle, which continues on the Lone Wraith, holding up the heroes. So heroes on both sides here. Going to go on to Psychic Phase now for the Space Wolves on turn 2. Right, so Psychic Phase done. Warp Speed and Iron Arm on the unit in combat here, and then Endurance cast on the Terminators at the back. So we're going to shooting now. Run move's done. So I don't know if there is any shooting actually. Possibly this squad be able to fire. Yeah, I was just going to get that resolved. Alright, so shooting's done here. Just firing across, stall bolter fire coming through. No damage, but flamer and combi plasma shots coming through here. 2 Necron warriors brought down. That's it. Then just running around here with this last unit. There's no new assaults, just the continuation of this melee here against the lone Wraith. A miracle is needed for him to try and survive. Right, I filmed the combat here. We weren't going to film it. We've just resolved the Joust Stormcaller. And we've passed 4 M1s here with the Wraith. So we're still hanging in there. One hero's found to kill him. Next one, Ulrich the Slayer, is it?
Yeah, I can do it.
Or whoever wants to step up and try and... Grimnar. Okay, here comes Grimnar's attacks. He'll be on freeze to hit. There's no Zealot this round, but he'll be on preferred enemy. There's that reroll. 2s.
No, 3, sorry.
The rerolls. Okay, so the preferred enemy coming in handy there. 5 saves now, 3+. Done it again. The Wraith's just passed all those. This defiant hero is standing up to Grimnar and the Joust Stormcaller. Ulrich the Slayer now steps up to try and take out this last Wraith. They're halfway through the heroes. Just rolling up for him. 3 hits. Does he get preferred enemy as well? Yeah. Okay. So they've all wounded. Right, pressure on here. These aren't instant death, we don't think. So 3+. Oh, double 1. Ulrich the Slayer lives up to his name. The Wraith is gone. We'll consolidate here. That unit is now freed up. And they're all independent characters. I think they can all split off and just... Yeah, they can. So there's a hornet's nest has appeared amongst this Necron positions. They're going to go on to Necron turn 2. Desperate times call for desperate measures. So Necron's moving here. Warrior's coming across 5 inches, trying to screen the Ghost Dark. There's not really much escape for that. But Necron's switching tactics. They're going to try and evacuate this area as best as they can. Monolith's stuck. Tomb Blade's moving across 12 inches here. Scarab spread 3 more bases and moving off away up the flank here, and the Spider's trying to follow along. As to whether they will be able to escape in time, we'll have to see. Just pulling back here with the Necrons, we're just going to abandon those canisters to the Space Wolves at the moment. The Doom Scythe has turned up and has come on about 20 inches here. It's be able to lend some fire support with its Death Ray and twin-linked Tesla Destructor. The Night Scythe hasn't turned up yet. Army Commander still off the table at this stage in the game. So we're going to go on to shooting phase now for the Necrons on turn 2. Right, so we fire the Death Ray here, firing down. It's hit or miss. I'll just see on a nice plumb hit, scatters an inch, that'll do. So we're just clipping 3 here, which is alright, could have been worse. 2's to wound. Yes, it's AP1, so Invon saves of 5+. 1. No, it's past 1 there, but failed 2. So every Terminator that's dropped is very, very helpful here. And the Death Ray has done a good job. I'm just going to choose one more. It hurts every time a figure's removed. Each figure a hero. Tristan's, it's not because there's any value to him, it's just he's choosing which poses he wants to keep. So the cool ones stay on. The ones he doesn't like quite so much remove first. Twin-Link Tesla Destructor gives some bit of support as well. There's 2 misses there. Right, so we've got 3 hits and then a bonus 2 hits there for the 6. Then we'll be on 2's to wound. Yeah, so 5 saves here. Any more ones? And there's trouble for that squad. No, making all of his saves there, but not bad. Can't complain at 2 Terminators brought down by the Death Ray there. Right, just going to make a stand here and let some volleys out against this main character unit before we die. So Necron Warriors first of all. Front rank is going to fire, just a cock dice there. So not bad. Just separating out the misses here. It's ones we want. So 4s now. So Tristan has 4 saves, not too good that roll there. 4 saves to make. He's passing them here pretty good. Yeah, and oh, 1 fail. No, wound taken. And Arjac is closest.
Yes, so wound goes on him.
So it does have to go on him. There's no one to absorb lookout sirs. Now they're all independent guys. So Arjac's wounded here. A lot of wounds being carried. Just Stormcaller's taken a wound. Auric Slayer's got one. So they may well be victorious, but each one will carry a wound in memory of the battle at least. So we'll do the shooting from the barge now. 10 shots from that same target. Just imagine this volley of Ghoul's fire coming down. So we are on a decent amount of hits here. 8 hits. 4s to wound. Very good. 5 more saves. So double 1. 6 plus here. Feel no pain. Save 1. 1 wound has gone through. So that's a wound on the Jaws Stormcaller. We're now going to fire the warriors inside. Rapid fire. 20 shots from them coming through as well. I can imagine the amount of Ghoul's flare firepower coming down that corridor as the Necrons just lock and load and fire as fast as they can as I see these heroes coming towards them. We'll fire another volley here. We're searching for 1 more wound and we can drop a hero. Not too good the roll here. There's a fair amount of 1s and 2s. A fair amount actually. Now I want to convert these into 4 pluses, which we do. There's now actually 7 saves to make of 2 plus. He may well pass the lot.
I'm going to look out onto Logan Grim now.
He's going to try and divert these onto Logan. So here we go.
7 was it?
7. Triple 1.
So I'll do 5 lookout sirs on Logan. So yeah, so then 2 plus saves.
He's passed.
And then 2 more 2 ups.
Oh, a wound has gone through, but a 6 plus. No.
Rockfist is down.
Rockfist is dead. Right, so that's shooting done. Particle whip firing down here has caused a wound on Ulrich the Slayer, so a real pile of wounds building up. There we saw Ulrich the Slayer brought down, volley fight, multiple volleys coming through from the barge, the squad inside and the squad in front. 2 Necrons regained, by the way, in the movement phase. This is back to a full squad of 10. That's the repair barge rule coming in handy there. So that marks the end of the turn. Quite effective from the Necrons as far as shooting is concerned. Whistling down the Space Wolves, who are in a strong position on the objectives. But Necrons still in the fight. I'm going to go on to turn 3 now for the Space Wolves. So let's move the Space Wolves on turn 3. They're converging on this Necron position here, and seems unstoppable. Necron warrior line out of the smoke. After this Ghoul's flare ray fire, these heroes emerge, wounded and blooded, and yet still marching on. So they're pushing on towards the Necron line here, and they're being accompanied by the Unit 3 Terminators. Void Claws continuing to move around this side, and then one lone wolf here, and then the other Unit Terminators just turned up, tried to land there, scattered across, again narrowly missing a mishap, but they've landed just there. Another lone wolf just here, and the other lone wolf's gone off towards the Tomblade's Scarabs and Spiders, going to try and take them on. The two other lone wolves moving up here. Nice options here, having these independent lone wolves moving around for the Space Wolves, and the other unit marching in this direction as well. Maybe we'll just try and hold the objective just there. So objectives secured really for the Space Wolves, but the game's still at the early stages, approaching the midway point of the game. We're going to go on to Psychic Phase now for the Space Wolves on turn 3. Right, Psychic Phase quite straightforward. Warp Speed and Iron Arm here on this squad, the Jail's squad there, and then Endurance on this squad here. So Psychic Phase done. Just TRISTIN enhancing the units that he has. Going to go on to shooting now for the Space Wolves on turn 3. Right, shooting here. TRISTIN's going to try and melter the monolith, which has endured so far. 2 shots, 3 shots?
2 shots.
2 shots.
First melter, second melter.
2 good hits. It's a difficult target to hit, that one.
First set 2d6.
Oh, 8 till 13.
Nothing.
Bounces.
Next set.
Glance.
That's a glance.
Whoa, monolith. Tough stuff from the monolith. Right, so shooting here for the Space Wolves. 1 Necron warrior brought down. A number of reanimation protocols been passed. So there's 9 of them left. And then here, just 1 glancing hit on the monolith from the 2 melter guns. So we're going to go into assaults here. It's an obvious charge here against the Necron warriors. And then TRISTIN may well try and charge here. What target are you going to go for? It's quite a long distance to cover. Tempted to go after the Tomb Blades. Scarabs are closer.
I'll go for the Scarabs, why not?
He's after Scarabs, right. So he will need, we reckon, 8 inches will do it. There's no cover in the way. 9 he gets. We have an encounter between bugs and a hammer. Right, so assault phase here. There's more assaults than I thought. The Lone Wolf has made it in. Scarabs swarming around. And then round here, the other Lone Wolf has actually charged the monolith. And then down here, the Void Claws have made it in, along with this whole front line. Those Necron warriors are doomed. So we get these combats resolved here. And that will be the end of turn 3 for the Space Wolves. Right, so combats here. The Scarabs will go first, actually. Right, so a fistful of dice here. It's 36 attacks from the Scarabs. We'll need 5s to hit, because he's weapon skill 5. Not bad. Not bad, actually. No complaints. Let's just separate these out. We'll need 5s to wound as well. It's actually not too bad. Not bad. Bit below above average. We'll need 5s to wound. I'm really looking for a double 1. That's horrendously terrible. 1 wound. Just a simple 2-up save. 6 he passes easily. Right, okay, so it's bug smashing time here with the Lone Wolf. 3 attacks. 2 hits. And a simple 2+. Smash, 2 bases gone. He's won the combat, fearless. The melee will continue.
You have to breed them within.
6. I think I'm just in here. We're just saying that I reckon I can breed Scarabs quicker than TRISTIN can kill them. So that Lone Wolf has got a never-ending supply of Scarabs to smash. We'll resolve. We've already resolved this combat here. The Necron warriors long gone. Even if there was a unit of 30 or 40, they would have been wiped out by the relentless Space Wolves there. One more combat, and that is the Lone Wolf hammering on the door of the monolith. So he's going to get 3 attacks here. It's auto hits.
No, it's not.
No damage. That's it. Combat done. We're going to go on to Necron turn 3. Again, it's hard to call this game. Definitely the Space Wolves tactically in a good position, securing 2 of the objectives for sure. The other one's empty there. Necron's pushed away back, but still units surviving on the table, and still the Death Star units turn up. So the game's in the balance. Nice mix up here. We're going to go on to turn 3 for the Necrons. Right, moving for the Necron. There's been quite a lot of activity again. The Night Cyber's turned up here, dropping off his unit, and then he'll be able to provide some fire support. And just turning at an angle here and going 18 inches with the Doom Scythe, we'll be able to provide a bit of fire support down here. Monolith's stuck. The barge has gone 6 inches. It's going to let off a volley either side, and then the warriors inside as well. Moving up here, we lost a spider. Taken a wound after breeding 3 Scarabases, which have joined in the combat there, and these will look poised to charge in against TRISTIN's unit just here. Just relocating with the Tomb Blades, and they'll be able to provide some fire support here as well. So plenty of options still for the Necrons, but tough to deal with here, these Space Wolves. We'll see what happens in the shooting phase on turn 3. Yeah. So we're going to fire a template here. This is Gauntlet of the Conflagrator, and we're going to target, we'll hit these 3 Space Wolves here. Strength 7, AP2, ignores cover, 2 wounds, so 2 invuln saves to make of 5+ here. And he's passed 1, so 1 Terminator brought down. I think that upgrade's paid for itself in points. Yeah, not bad, it's worth taking. And just firing there with the Solar Staff from the Cryptek, and 1 failed save, so another Terminator brought down. Morale for them. There's nothing else that's going to shoot at them. So we get a 10.
They're running?
They're running. And they run 9. Possibly across the lava. Don't like that ambush. They've been caught from behind, and it has rattled the Terminators here. They've fallen back. They'll rally again. So they'll be back, but it's the start of the Space Wolves here. Right, so next one, I'm going to fire the Death Ray down here. Nice hit would be good. Scatters an inch, that's still going to hit all 3 of those. That's good. Accurate firepower from him. He's doing his job. 2s to wound. 2 wounds. 2 invuln saves. No. Strength 10, no feel, no pain. So 2 wolves brought down there. I'll try and finish the last wolf off here. Twinning Test Destructor. 4 hits, 2s to wound. Yeah, 3 wounds. Any 1s, and that squad is gone. Triple 1. There's a lot of 1s coming out in this game. That's the Space Wolf gone there. Oh, he's saying stop. Free feel, no pains. If he passes these, I'm going to buy him a Mars part. No. Almost. He's brought down just about. Heroes being dropped here by Necron Electricity. So we'll do the rest of the shooting. Right, shooting for the Necrons on turn 3, and it's been pretty good. The Gauntlet of the Conflagrator there, killing 1, and then the Solar Staff killing another, and then falling back here with the last Terminator there. They'll come back, but 2 casualties dealt out there. Death Ray, very effective. The Terminator squad here, the Void Claws destroyed. And then volley fire from the passengers and the Ghost Ark, and then also concentrated fire coming in from the Tomb Blades has brought down Ulrich the Slayer and a wound on Grimnar as well. So that party being reduced down. That's shooting done. Monolith couldn't fire. It's locked now. It's immobilised and locked in combat with the Lone Wolf. So we're going to go into assaults now for the Necrons. There's just one continuing assault, and it's this bug smashing over here. So we'll get this one resolved. Right, so we're going to do 20 at a time. There's actually 40 attacks here. We'll go first. We need 5s, and again, but not too bad. There's 6. We'll roll up the wounds here. We've got 1 wound out of all that. And then we'll roll up the next lot here, needing 5s to hit. Just the last few coming through. Very good hits coming in. You can imagine these bugs scrambling all over this Lone Wolf. And then 5s. 3 more. So 4 saves. A double 1?
2 feel no pains.
Past 1. That was 3-year-old, 1 more you need to roll. Got 4 in total. Yeah, last one. Passed. Alright. So, 1 wound taken. And the scarabs have nibbled away. And have wounded the lone wolf. So, Tristan will strike back here. 2 attacks. Gets his 2 hits.
6 and 5.
6 and 5. Gets his 2 kills. Right, so this combat's resolved there. 2 bases gone for the Scarabs. They'll continue on fearlessly, but their position may be in trouble if Grimnar and the Nigel Stormcaller move up in this direction. Decisions to make again for the Space Wolves. The numbers depleted. Still some key units on the table. The Lone Wolves, all 5 of them still hanging around. Necrons is going to have to work hard to try and wheedle them out. We're going to go on to turn 4 now for the Space Wolves.
These Necrons have been a good fight, yeah.
Right, Space Wolf movement on turn 4. 2 Lone Wolves converging in on the Necron Death Star unit just there. Then rallied with the last wolf from the squad, but died as he crossed the dangerous terrain, so he's sunken into the lava abyss. Then units moving around here. This Terminator squad converging on to the Ghost Ark along with Grimnar and the Joust Stormcaller. Lone Wolf is disengaged here from the monolith, is moving across in this direction to try and join in the combats over here. And then coming around, this Terminator squad staying where they are, and then the other Lone Wolf just crossing in this direction. Right, so that's movement done. There's not many wolves on the table. What is on the table is good. There's still good characters. The Lone Wolves are well equipped. So I'm going to go on to the Psychic phase now for the Space Wolves on turn 4. Okay, right, Psychic phase done. Smite cast here on the Spiders, 1 wound taken, and then Endurance cast as well. We couldn't stop it on the unit there. Going to go on to shooting now for the Space Wolves. Yeah, no, we're just looking here. I'm just looking to see if there's any shooting at all.
No, there's none.
Nothing.
I could shoot that, but I can't hurt it.
No shooting then at all. It's combats and there's loads. Lots of charges to do here. So I'll roll up here to see if Tristan can make it through. It's 2 Lone Wolves. Just going to measure up distance here, going through cover.
Is that 9? 7 plus 2.
Okay. 9 inches required for this one.
Nope.
Double 1, no. And the other one trying to make it in.
I think that's a 7.
7 in total, including the cover. 8 he gets. 1 has made it in. Lone Wolf here is going to try and take on the main Necron unit. So we'll have a combat there.
Charge here.
So combat going ahead. Next charge. Just these guys going into the...
So they're in.
They're in. They've got Power Fist and 1 Chain Fist.
He's going into the monolith.
They're in. Okay, monolith's being picked on here.
Yeah, definitely in.
Yeah, Transport they're in.
Logan.
They're in. Yes. So, and the last one is going after the Spiders here.
So that's going to be a 9, is it?
Yeah, 7 inches plus 2 is 9. That he needs. 6 he gets. No. So Spiders escape this time. Right, so we'll do this melee here. The Overlord's going to go first. It's a challenge here against the Lone Wolf. We're going to reroll our hits with our Warlord trait. Reroll this miss here. Failed. So we've got 2 hits. 2's to wound. Yes. So 2 inbund saves to make. This is strength 7. He's passed both.
Here's his 3.
Okay, 3 attacks on the charge.
What's your weapon skill?
5. So he's got 2 hits.
2s?
2s to wound, yes. We've got a 4+ in one. He might break through here. Failed 1. Reanimation of 4+. Yes, so drawn melee. Yeah, so fighting here with the Lich Guard, and they've got a fair amount of hits, pretty good. Then he frees to wound, strength 5, yeah, so there is 5 saves to make, 2+ though, they're only AP free. There's 1.
No.
Yeah, 1 wound. And then now the Cryptek, a couple of attacks, he gets a hit, no wound. So it's a loss in combat. Here for the Lone Wolf, is he fearless? He's fearless, right, so he'll carry on locking that unit down as the second Lone Wolf starts to move up as well. It's a good round from the Space Wolves this turn as far as combats go. 1 base killed here, monolith destroyed, transport destroyed, so Necron vehicles going up in smoke here as the Space Wolves begin to clear the area. And then here 1 wound on the Lone Wolf. There, and that melee continues with the Lone Wolf being fearless. So that's the combat stunt. That's kind of evened it up here. A lot of destruction here for the Necrons. Yeah, a lot of damage done. So we're going to go on to turn 4 for the Necrons. They're going to have to strike back here, or we could see the Space Wolves start to tip the game back in their favour. We'll see as we go on to turn 4. Right, moving for the Necrons on turn 4. Just ongoing melee here. This battle for the objective as the Lone Wolves try and hold up the Necron unit there. Then the Flyer, the Night Scythe just pivoting, moving off in this direction. Doom Scythe's gone off table. It doesn't have an angle at any targets. The Necron Warriors here, having got out of the transport, have just gone through behind. Going to try and take out this Lone Wolf here. Spiders moving in to try and take him on. Bred 2 more Scarabs. And they're moving in. They've joined in the combat. Tomb Blaze is just shifting across. Got a new target here. This squad just at the back. So we're going to go on to shooting now for the Necrons. Going to need to do quite well this turn, sensing that the Space Wolves may be edging the game back in their favour. We'll see as we shoot here on turn 4. We're just saying that wolves are an endangered species, and it's starting to happen a little bit here on this planet as well. 1 Space Wolf Terminator brought down here, but fire from the Night Scythe. 1 wound dealt out on the Lone Wolf here, that's fire from the Necron Warriors. And then another Terminator killed, and that was fire from the Tomb Blades. Effective little unit that have been harassing this force from distance. They've stayed alive, they've done well. That's it, we're going to go into assaults now. A couple of assaults to the Necrons. Some key ones really, ones that will, we reckon, decide the game. So we're going to go into assault phase now. Right, strong combats here, we're going to resolve this one. 36 attacks now from the Spiders, or from the Scarabs, needing 5s to hit. It's annoying these weapon skill 5s really helped out the Lone Wolf a lot, because out of all these rolls, we've managed to score 6 hits. 2 wounds though. He's already on a wound, so any 1s here and there'll be trouble. No, he's passed. So TRISTIN can strike back now. 2 attacks. 2 hits. And now he's going to hammer him. Yeah, 2 bases smashed to bits here. And that melee will continue. So we'll do Hammer of Wrath here for monstrous creatures. So Hammer of Wrath is 2 wounds and 2 saves, and then we're going to strike simultaneously here. We're going through cover, so we'll let TRISTIN go first.
2 for normal attacks and counter attack.
Yeah, he gets counter attack. He's got 2 hits and he needs 2. Yeah, 2s. 2 wounds. That's the end of a spider and a wound on another. We'll strike here with 6 attacks on the charge. We need 4s to hit. We get 4. And then we need 2s to wound. We do. He's got 4 invuln saves to make a 3+. He's fouled 1.
5 up for a plane.
Oh, he's gone. He's gone, thankfully. the Lone Wolf brought down. It's the first one to die, actually. So that's that combat done. It's gone well with the Necrons there. So we can consolidate with the spider, 3 inches. I think we'll just pull back in this direction. That's that done. And then come around here, the last combat, another Lone Wolf locked in combat with the main Necron unit here. So the Overlord will go first, and we will need 4s to hit. We get 2 hits, that's good. 2s to wound. Just 1 wound. It's a challenge here. We're going to get the rerolls here. Yeah, so actually we're in the challenge. We're going to get a reroll here, which we failed to get anyway. That's fine. So this 1 wound has gone through, and it will be a 3+ invuln with the Storm Shield.
I didn't get that.
Oh, okay. Tristan's already rolled. He's got it. And he's going to fight back now.
What's your to 5?
5, yeah.
So 4s, we're on 1 to the challenge.
4s to hit. And then there's a wound. So we've got a phase shifter save to make, which we pass. So drawn melee at this stage, the Lich Guard will try and bash him down though with their attacks. Right, so Lich Guard striking here in 4s. It's very good. It's good. That's good bodyguard work here. 3s to wound. Yeah, 4 saves. Sorry, 3 saves of 2+, followed by Feel No Pain. He's got a 1. 5+ to stay alive.
Nope. No.
Another Lone Wolf brought down by the Necron Overlord's unit. Right, so this combat's done. Lone Wolf brought down, then just consolidated 1 inch. Not sure if we're close enough to that objective or not. And then around here, the Lone Wolf destroying 2 bases of Scabs, melee continuing, and then the last spider has pulled back now after killing the Lone Wolf just there. So Space Wolves, 1 Lone Wolf here, a couple of characters and Terminators just here, 1 Lone Wolf there, and then 1 Lone Wolf just here. Not much left on the table for either side, really. A lot of Necron vehicles destroyed. We're going to go on to turn 5 now for the Space Wolves. Right, so movement for the Space Wolves on turn 5, getting towards the end of the game here. It's been a real slog here in combat with these small little units. They're hard to get rid of. Combat continues here. And then Lone Wolf coming through to assist Najal Stormcaller, and a Grimnar to take out the Necron warriors, just destroying one victim after another. Space Wolf, 2 of them moving off. Here, there's an objective just here between the dead monolith and drop pod. And then this one here is being watched by these 2. And then the Lone Wolf has moved around in this direction to take on this Necron unit, try and keep them away from the objective as well. It's going to go on to Psychic Phase now for the Space Wolves on turn 5. Right, so Psychic Phase done, and there'll be no more Psychic Phase for this game because the Najal Stormcaller killed himself with the perils of the... Well, it wasn't intentional, his mind just succumbed to a psychic surge. So last wound taken on him. He gave endurance to Grimnar as his final parting gift, but it cost him his life. So the Psychic Phase finished. Going on to shooting now for the Space Wolves. Right, so that's shooting done. No damage, just a bit of sporadic fire from Stormbolters. No damage done. So we're going to go into assaults now. Got a continuing melee here. It's gone on for a long time. It's dragged on. And then Grimnar now on his own, but joined by a Lone Wolf to assault the Necron warriors. And then, of course, the charge here as well. So roll these up, and then we'll resolve these combats. Right, so combats here. The charge has gone in here. No damage done on Overwatch. No damage done on Overwatch here as well, as the charge went in. So 3 combats to resolve. And again, how these go may well decide the battle. Potentially, probably this one here is the most important. Maybe we'll start with that one. Yeah, so the Overlord will go first here.
Issuing a challenge just so...
Just straight into a challenge, yeah. So we're on 4s to hit. We can re-roll here in the challenge because of our Warlord trait. Still fail. 1 gone through. It's just about wounded. 3+ invuln. It's failed. And feel no pain. Yes, toughness 4, strength 7, yep. So Lone Wolf continued tying us down here. We will fight now with the Lich Guard. Might be able to chip away.
So did you do the chat one?
Yeah, so we're going to do Tristan's attacks here in the challenge. He gets 2 hits. He gets 2 wounds. Pressure on here. We'll try and roll up 4+ invulns. We fouled one. 4+. No, fouled there with the reanimation protocols, so it's a wound dealt out on the Necron Overlord there. So at this stage we're losing the combat. That's not good, actually. If we bust morale, it could be trouble. So Lichguard got to fight now. Lichguard fighting, needing 4s. A lot of 1s being rolled by everyone in this game. Not a single wound dealt out by them. The lone Cryptek gets a hit and fails to wound. So we've lost combat. Leadership 9. Yeah, no, leadership 10 -1 is 9. If you don't roll poor, no, we're fine. Continue them out. It was a scary moment there. So that melee continues. Right, so combat's resolved then. We lost the melee here, but passed morale. It's a scary moment. That melee continues. It's keeping us off the objective. We reckon the Space Wolves have it if the game ends at turn 5. Then the Warriors lost, have fallen back, but just an inch away from the table edge. So they're still around. They'll be able to rally, hopefully. And then Grimnar moving off in this direction. And then the Lone Wolf just here. We lost the combat here. It continues. We've failed to take off the last wound on the Lone Wolf just there. So that is the turn finished. So the turn is finished there. Space Wolves, we reckon, have the advantage at the moment. They're holding this objective here. We're being kept off this one, and no one has claimed the third. So we reckon Space Wolves have the advantage. We're going to go on to Necron turn 5. Pressure is on them to try and resolve this situation. We'll see what happens on turn 5 for the Necrons. Right, this is it. Necron turn 5. It's make or break this turn. The melee continues here. We've got to try and win it to get onto the objective. Then here the Doom Scythe has turned up, laying a bit of fire support against the Terminators just here. And the Warriors have rallied and moved 3 inches. Then here we've backed off with the Spider and bred a Scarab Swarm and it's joined the combat. The Tomb Blades have just shifted again. They're going to try and give some fire support against the 2 Terminators just there. So we're going to go on to shooting phase now for the Necrons. Quite an important turn. We'll see what happens as we go on to shooting phase now. Right, so we're going to fire the death ray here. This could come to our aid and it's going to land just there. Yes, that has hit. So we have 2 wounds or 2 hits against the Terminators. Just 1 has gone through. So a 5+ invulnerable save here. TRISTIN's made it. Incredible. And then it's a strength 10 AP1 Lance hit against the drop pod. 2 is 12, so actually that's just a glance. that's not turned out too good. But 1 glancing hit on the drop pod. Right. We'll try and foul the try and roll the twin link test destructor here. That knocks that one over. That was a hit, and then so that's 4 hits plus 2. So we are on 2s to wound. Yes. Tesla Destructor's helping out here. 5 saves to make of 2+ on the Terminators here. Yeah. So shot coming through. There's 1 fail. Yeah, that's a Terminator brought down. That helps. Just firing the Tomb Blades through. 3 have missed and scattered wildly, but there's been 3 hits and 3 wounds dealt out. I'm going to let TRISTIN roll here. 2+ is... Oh. Another 1. They're cropping up all over the place in this game. That's the Terminator's gone. That's a key result there for the Necrons. This canister is open for collection, but there is no one available to pick it up at the moment for either side. Right, so shooting phase done. Necron Warriors here, 2 hits coming through, but no damage. We saw the destruction of the Terminator squad just here, and a hull point dealt out on the drop pods. That's helpful for the Necrons. So on to the key combats now. This one is the big one. So important at turn 5. And then the other combat here as well with the Scarab Swarms. We'll resolve these. Right, so we're going to do this combat here. 28 attacks now, needing 5s to hit against this Lone Wolf. He's been nibbled about 200 times in this game, and he's still alive. Needing 5s, just separating out our hits here. In fact,
single 5.
Well, there's 1, just about, but a load of misses, as usual. And then now only 5s or 6s, just one save. And he passes. Now he's going to strike back with his hammer. He gets one hit. No.
I get some day months this week.
Just re-rolled the one there and just failed to cause a wound. So that melee continues again. What a tar pit of a situation in there. But the scarabs are becoming useful, tying him down. But Tristan said he wanted to tie me down. So both tying each other down and happy to do it. We'll resolve this combat here then. Here it is, the focal point. The game could be decided by the result of this melee. So I need the Necron Overlord to get some hits here. Oh, what an idiot. Two 2s and a 1. Oh, it's a challenge. Yes, it is. And our Warlord trait means that we can reroll. He gets 3 roll, all fail to hit rolls, so we're going to reroll here. We get ourselves 2 hits. What a valuable Warlord trait. He knew there'd be Space Wolf heroes, and he has adapted himself to the situation. 2s to wound. He's failed on 1. So 1 invuln save here. Don't get a 1 or a 2. He's passed. Very good. We're concussive, actually. We took a wound from you. So you can strike back simultaneously, which is not going to make any difference, actually. So 4s, yes. 2s, he's got the wound. 4+ save, no. 4+ reanimation, no. Uh-oh. It's not going well. Lichguard, save the Overlord. Right, so Lichguard stepping in now. We're going to try and save him. Need 4s. Oh, they're stumbling and fumbling. Only 3 hits. 3s to wound. 1 save of 2+. Passed. Now the Cryptek. Pathetic. Double 1. That's the combat done. We've lost again. We're going to now have to take a morale check. It's not gone well. We pass on a 9. Needing a 9. So, melee continues by a wolf's whisker. So we'll go on to turn 6, potentially. We just need to remember to roll something here. Phylactery. 5+ will regain a lost wound. Yes, we do. The Overlord begins a reassemble process. And he is back. Right, so we're going on to turn 6, potentially, unless we roll a 1 or a 2. Tristan? Well, I didn't roll. 1 or 2. He's rolled a lot of 1s this turn in this game, and he's rolled a 2. The game finishes on turn 5. We're going to have to calculate points. Here, I reckon the Space Wolves have edged it. We'll see. Right, so just calculating points here. Line breaker for this Space Wolf unit within 12 of our baseline. We get line breaker as well, so that's 1 all. Snow Slay the Warlord for either side. First blood went to Tristan, so that's 2-1. He does hold this objective with the drop pod. Yeah, makes it 5-1, and that is it. No other points for either side. So it's 5-1, a convincing win for the Space Wolves. Perhaps with the game ending early, it worked out well for them, but we'll never know. The victory has come at this stage in the game. The Necrons have been smashed aside, their position overrun. Just a number of Terminators and Low Wolves on patrol, destroying all in their path. The Necrons led quite an effective evacuation over to this side of the table and were able to lay down some decent enough firepower, but it wasn't enough in the end. And the crucial melee here, the Lone Wolf, that fearless unit proving to be very, very helpful, keeping the Necrons away from the crucial objective. So well done to the Space Wolves here. They have achieved a victory again against the Necrons. It seems to be their nemesis. They really struggle against Space Wolves. So there it is, we've battled it out on the Ash Wasteland. The superhero Space Wolf army has prevailed. The Necrons have been stopped. There's still a lot of Necrons left on the table, but tactically the Space Wolves have it. They've claimed the objective here, and it's brought them victory. So thanks for watching, and tune in next time. Yeah, so just discussing unit of the game, I'm going to say the Doom Scythe here, it's come on at the right time. It's laid down some decent fire support. It's killed a number of wolves. And then Tristin's saying for Space Wolves, he's going to give it to the Lone Wolves. Generally speaking, they've done very well. Tying units down has been their key role, and they've done it very well indeed over on this flank, and then crucially over here as well. So that's units of the game for both sides.